All right, guys. Thank you for watching. This is Street Candy. Today, we're going to be talking about Kaido House. Specifically, an exclusive car from Kaido House. This is a custom, one-of-one built car from Jun Imai, the proprietor of Kaido House. And today I'd like to talk to you guys about my impressions of the car itself. This is the first one-off custom. A spoiler alert. I am going to be looking for, I actually have a couple more of these custom cars on their way because I'm just so taken away by the quality of this car. So you already know directionally where this conversation is going. But not only am I going to talk to you about my impressions of the car, I'm also going to bring up an interesting fact here, which is, as a collector, what's my perspective between searching for high-dollar Hot Wheels cars on the secondary market versus looking to these custom cars from Jun Imai? Let's talk about it. So, first things first, let's talk about the presentation. You get a generic box here from Kaido House. Nothing fancy, guys. This is a pretty generic box that I get from these guys. I do also get a plate here that tells me, this is a custom built car, the project code itself. It comes in a nice Koval display. I've taken off the sides and the top. Nice, what appears to be etched Kaido House insignia here. And on the bottom, there's a seal of authenticity. The seal also covers the Allen head screw, which I would use to take the car off. That's a nice touch that they have that for authenticity purposes. For me, as a collector, that means a lot, right? When we're talking about a one-of-one car, I need to have something that will give me the peace of mind to know that, yes, this is not a car that was created, as a copy by a robot. This is not a car that was copied by another artist, if you will. This is not a clone. This is something that was put together by a gentleman that cut his teeth in the business working with Hot Wheels, that's influenced Hot Wheels with, really the import cars that are available through Hot Wheels cars now. He's made so many castings, so famous. For example, the Datsun wagons, which I absolutely love. The guy, I understand, was a designer and then a director within Hot Wheels for a number of years. Now he owns Kaido House and has partnered with Mini GT to make these cars. These cars, which I'm sure you are familiar with if you're watching, these are castings from Kaido House in particular, which have a great attention to detail. Maybe we'll make a video and we'll talk about Kaido House and talk about what the Kaido House Mini GT castings that are available in mass quantities, what do those look like, right? But for now, let's focus on these one-on-one customs. Okay, guys, I want to really take a moment to talk about the attention to detail here and the quality of craftsmanship. Look, at the bottom of the car, we have a nice touch, which is the signature from Jun. And all around the car, you guys will notice this theme, which is really, as a good friend of mine, John, pointed out, this really has an import influence on a very traditional American hot rod, the Gasser. What the hell is more of American hot rod than a Tri-5 Chevy, right? Like, it is pretty cool to see this type of design on a Gasser. And for me, that's what made it super unique and a car that I really wanted to add to my collection, right? Gassers, to me, also represent some of the more valuable castings within Hot Wheels. If we think about the Candy Stripper, as I like to refer to, or the Candy Striper, we think about the NFT Gasser from Hot Wheels. Those are cars that command quite a pretty penny in the secondary market. And I'll tell you, the quality is not as nice as this. This is a tooling from Hot Wheels that Jun has taken down and customized himself. And it's very clear to me, as I talk about attention to detail here, it's very clear to me that this was not a scuff and shoot. This is not something that took an hour to put together. And who knows? Maybe because of the gentleman's experience, maybe it did only take him an hour to actually put this car together, but I don't think so. And the reason I can tell you that, as I take a look at the decals within the car, I can tell, I cannot feel a difference between the decals and the paint, which absolutely tells me that the paint was cleared over and there was a close attention to that detail, the same kind of attention to detail you'd want on a show car, right? In true life, if you will, in real life, that's the kind of detail that matters to me. Being a person that has put together cars over the years, owns a number of hot rods today, those are the type of touches that I really appreciate, along with the thoughtfulness to the theme, right? We take a look at the red bumper, the red grille in the front, the red engine bay, and the headers. Take a look at the glass itself. It also has a red tint to it as well. Just absolutely killer touch, along with the racing insignia from Kaido on the back of the hatch itself, right? Or not a hatch. What would this be? I don't know. You guys keep me honest here. What the heck is that in the back? I for the life of me, can't think of what that's referred to. Anyway, to keep going with my story here, the attention to detail here is something that I suspected that I would get, which is why I really wanted to buy this specific car, because I really do appreciate when someone has mastered a craft and provides a product available which is just top-notch, top of the class. Again, this is a person that's designed Hot Wheels, directed designs for Hot Wheels, now owns his own casting company, and this is a car that this individual put together and customized himself and is now sitting on my dining room table. How cool is that, right? And as a part of that, let's talk about pricing. This car was available to the original buyer for $825. I did not pay that. I bought it for less. But in the same atmosphere, in the same category in terms of pricing, if we take a look at this Porsche Golf convention car, this is a specific car which took me quite some time to find. I ended up finding the car on eBay. I wanted to make sure that I had one in perfect condition. I really didn't care about the number of the car, but I definitely wanted to make sure I had, the box that came with it. I wanted to make sure that I had an example of this that was absolutely perfect, which it is. I paid a pretty penny for the car because I wanted just that, and I'm absolutely happy to have it. But as a detail-oriented person, I could not help but notice what I would note as factory flaws from the car. So the camera's not picking it up very well, which I apologize for, but you'll notice here on this rear fender, there's a little bit of wrinkling or uneven surface on the car itself, right? It's not perfect. Where I could argue this is as close to perfect as you can get. This, in its defense, is a car that they made 6,000 of. This, in its defense, is a car that commands a price because of the Hot Wheel brand. Hot Wheels, guys, they build over 500 million cars a year. Think about that. 500 million. Think about the power behind the Redline brand that they have now, right? Think about how much of a market exists, how big of a market exists in the secondary market for folks to buy and sell and trade these cars. It's powerful, man. And no other die-cast company out there can compete with the power of Hot Wheels. And that's fine. I love this car. I will continue to hold on to this car. But man, what you are paying for here is, if you talk about exclusivity, I'm the only person in the world that has this specific car. This is a one-on-one. This is as close to perfect as it gets. This is something that cannot be reproduced in terms of, the way that the car's been put together. And guys, this gentleman has started his own brand. The Kaido House cars, they're great quality themselves. I'll do a video and tell you my thoughts around these cars. I have thoughts on both sides of the aisle with the Kaido House cars, which I'll be more than happy to talk about. But this is a person that now is designing cars for his company, right? He's partnered with Mini GT to make these die casts. He's partnered with another company, Ignition, to make a reproduction of his 510 wagon that he actually owns. It's a 1/18 scale car. The guy is a business owner. And business owners usually don't have that much time out there to spend building cars like this. This is not how this gentleman breads his butter in terms of the way that he makes a living. I have a feeling that he sold these custom cars. One, hey, good money is good money. But two, you can tell he has a love for this. When you take a look at the details behind the car, he's not doing it because he has to. He's doing it because he enjoys it. And if you take a look at the other one-of-one customs that Jun has built, that story tells itself each and every time. I get the feeling that if this gentleman were building this car and he made a mistake, that he would start fresh. That he would either say, screw it, let's throw this thing away and start fresh, or let's go ahead and take it all the way down and start from square one again. I can tell this is a gentleman that does not settle for less with the quality of his work, and I'm just absolutely tickled to have this car, knowing that not only is this a one-on-one, but that the one-of-one Jun Imai cars may be going away, guys. I think we're going to start seeing less and less of them. I did not know about these cars until recently, and I've already purchased a couple of others because I love this one so much. I think that I'll be very happy with these and have them long-term in my collection. The value behind them is something that, because of the market, when we think about how many folks know about the Kaido House Customs, how many people out there are looking for them, it's definitely not as broad as this market, talking about this particular Porsche Golf. So as a collector, for me, there's a real sense of appreciation for what this gentleman has done for the community. And there's a real sense of, this is not just a Hot Wheels car, guys. This is a piece of art. And that's my biggest takeaway here. That's the biggest reason why this is a car that I will keep in my collection, and a type of car that I will continue to keep an eye out for. I hope I don't find very many more, because damn it, they're nice, and damn it, they're pricey. Like I said, this one sold for $825 new. I did not pay that. I did pay less. But either way, guys, this was not a cheap car. And I cannot wait for the others to come in to make more videos. I will take some time and talk about the Kaido House brand as well. Please like, share, subscribe. We'll continue to talk about diecast cars. I'll show off some of my full-size cars as well. Take a look at my channel. You'll see a couple of things in there as well, from videos and shorts. But thank you guys for watching, and take care.